Hi, I'm Joy.
Hi, I'm Lorraine.
And this is Girlish Gurus. And Lorraine, why are we here?
We're here to talk about mid-lifestyle topics for women who are 45 and older to help you live your best, healthiest, and most fulfilled life. We're also going to have lots of fun along the way.
So let's get started. Happy New Year from Girlish Gurus.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Welcome to our first episode of 2025.
Yay! We're looking forward to a fabulous year ahead, but we thought it would be great to start the year off with this episode from last year, Not Your Mother's New Year's Resolutions, because it was a fabulous episode and great info, a great way to start 2025.
Yes. So enjoy this recording, and don't forget to give this episode a like, share, subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on YouTube, that's where you're going to see our extended episodes with the bloopers included.
Yeah.
So go check those out
part.
too. That's right. And keep your eyes tuned to this space. That doesn't make sense at all, does it?
Well, you can keep your eyes tuned to YouTube.
That's right. Keep your eyes tuned to YouTube. And
Yeah.
stay tuned in to our podcast episode because we've got fun things coming for 2025.
Don't forget to leave a review.
Yes, please. And we will see you in the next one.
All right.
Enjoy.
Bye.
How you doing, Lorraine?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's that time of year.
Yep. And this is an episode that we will call...
Not Your Mother's Resolutions.
Yes, because you know how those resolutions go.
Yeah, they come and go quite quickly.
Right. And actually, as people may be listening to this podcast, that date of quit your resolutions,
Ditch your resolutions.
ditch your resolutions day is January 17th, or Quitter's Day is the second Friday in January.
Wow.
So if you belong to either of those categories, this episode may just be for you.
That's right. And we've done an episode about New Year's resolutions last year, but this one is a little bit different. And there's a lot of good information coming your way. But I'm always surprised at how quickly we just let the resolutions kind of fall away.
Yeah. And I think calling them resolutions may be one of the first steps to go out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we could say goals. We'll talk a little bit in a few minutes about the nudge word, right? We'll talk about that. But first, I wanted to start with some startling statistics about resolutions.
Yeah, and they are surprising.
Yeah. So these studies were done in the U.S., and some of them may have been outside, but most of these were in the U.S., and it comes from a website called insideoutmastery.com. And this is a summary of some of the key findings. That 38.5% of U.S. adults set New Year's resolutions every year.
38.5. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I actually thought that was kind of low. I thought
Yeah,
more
me
would
too.
do it, right?
Yeah.
And 59% of young adults aged 18 to 34 have New Year's resolutions, which makes it the largest demographic to set goals.
I'm not surprised about that, frankly.
Yeah. And 48% want to exercise more, making it the most popular New Year's resolution. And the top three are all health related. Mm-hmm. But this is the part that we do know happens. 23% quit in the first week.
Right.
And only 36% make it past the first month. And only 9% successfully keep their New Year's resolutions.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says it all right there.
Yep. This one to me was surprising, but you thought for you it wasn't. That people over 55 are 3.1 times less likely to have resolutions compared to younger adults.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. That's not a surprise. We've been around the block. We know who we are and what our issues are, or we know we're going to quit.
And we know historically it hasn't worked for us, right?
Right.
Yeah, I
Like
guess
diets.
that's true.
Right.
Exactly. This one was interesting. 54% of parents with children have New Year's resolutions, which is 1 to 6 times more than those who don't have kids.
Interesting.
Yeah. So these are some of the common New Year's resolutions. And this is why a lot of them are unsuccessful, because a lot of these resolutions throughout the year may be unsuccessful for people to stick to.
Right.
48%, like I said, want to exercise more. And 70% of all resolutions relate to physical health. Men and women share the same top 4 most popular New Year's resolutions, according to a study And women focus slightly more on health-related topics than men. This is in the UK, specifically regarding losing weight. 44% for women, 34% for men. Men focus more on pursuing their career ambition, 23%, or cutting down on drinking, 19%. These studies were specifically in the UK, compared to women who are at 16% and 11%, respectively. It says COVID-19 impacted the type of resolutions for 75% of people who set them. After COVID-19, they focused more on mental health, eating healthier, and their finances.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have thought the finances one would have been right up there behind losing weight or getting healthier.
Right. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. So according to all of these statistics, health rates 1, 2, and 3. So how long do New Year's resolutions last? 43% of all people expect to fail before February, and almost 1 out of 4 quit within the first week. Well, we talked about that. Only 9% successfully keep their New Year's resolutions. And most people quit on the second Friday of the month, according to a running and cycling tracking app called Strava. And they named this day Quitter's Day.
It's not funny, but it is.
Right, right. So we need to change this, right?
We do, yes.
Yeah, because I think it also comes with a negative connotation, New Year's resolutions. It's like you're giving up something instead of gaining something.
Right.
Which we will, in our next episode, talk all about that.
Right.
But instead of thinking about losing weight, we want to think about gaining health. And instead of having that negative twist on it and think in scarcity terms, we want to think of what will we be gaining with these goals.
I love that. Instead of gaining weight, you're gaining health. You're
Right.
gaining well-being.
Longevity.
This is a whole reframing opportunity here.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love that our next episode will specifically talk about that. So make sure to follow us so that you'll get an opportunity to hear that episode too. And we would love it if you would rate us too.
Yep. And leave a review. Yay.
Yes. Yeah. So let's see. So how do you keep your New Year's resolutions? Well, I think before we even go into that, because that may be in the next episode, we'll discuss that. Let's talk about some unusual alternatives to resolutions, maybe even changing up what we call them.
Right.
So in this article, which comes from Psychology Today, these are 6 unusual alternatives to traditional New Year's resolutions. So the first one on the list, and we just mentioned this a little bit ago, is to find a nudge word. And you've probably seen this all over social media, people saying, oh, my word for 2024 is such and such. So I thought about that. And do you have one that you want to share first?
I do have a nudge word. And
Okay.
I like in this article that she doesn't really like the word nudge. She uses a different word to describe.
She said because it sounds too much like nagging, right? Nudging.
Right. So instead,
A guide word.
right, which I do like that better, but a nudge word, it's a little catchier.
Yeah.
But I do see what she's saying. It's too close to nag.
Yeah.
However, I do have a word for 2024. My word for 2024 is to relax.
Good. Good one. Good
Yes.
one.
Got a lot going on, a lot of changes coming my way, a lot of exciting things going on here at Girlish Gurus. And there are moments where I definitely feel challenged with the technical stuff. And I've noticed I can get quite uptight about that, Lorraine.
Well, we both kind of have type A personalities, right? We want
We
things
do.
to go well. We want we want things to be right. And I'm with you. I mean, relax is a good word because we have to kind of lean into it a little bit.
Right.
Lean
Well,
into everything.
We're learning. This is new in a lot of ways. And so, yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for me to practice the self-care of relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not just about our physical health that we're talking about with relaxing.
Right.
It's just even like within business, within stress, which is part of our mental health, of course, and just relax. I guess to just think about things, accept things. And that's where my word can come in. So my word is actually embrace.
It's nice.
So we're just coming out of the holidays and things didn't go exactly as planned at my house.
Poor little Pignoli.
Poor little puppy. But my daughter came to visit from Boston with her 3 kids. And then I have 2 children that live close by with their kids. And things didn't happen exactly how we wanted them to go. Between illnesses and puppies having surgery on New Year's Eve and things like that. I think I have to learn to embrace that we still are together. We were still together, and embrace that we still were able to have Christmas. It just wasn't exactly how we thought it would be.
Well, and that's life. You can look up and appreciate what you have, or you can be negative and say, woe is me, I wish it had gone better.
Yeah. I think just having a more positive outlook, no matter what comes your way, without the disappointment, I guess is what I'm saying. Accepting the wonderful opportunities that come my way, or the things that may not be so wonderful that come our way.
That are teaching moments, though.
Yeah.
You know, you have to try to look for the positive, even in situations when things kind of get bumpy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to be able to embrace my life, everything that comes into my life, no matter what it is, and live with that positive attitude.
I love that. You're a very positive person anyway.
And so are you.
Well, I'm working on it.
That's why we're here.
That's right. It is. That's why we're here.
And we are glad you ladies are here with us for this ride.
That's right. It's a fun one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this article, they have a list of the 6 alternatives to traditional New Year's resolutions, right? Okay. Yeah. And so the first one was find a nudge word. Okay. What's the second one?
The second one is create a to-don't list for the new year.
Oh, I love it.
Right? So
I love that.
So the idea here is to set better boundaries. This is exactly what she says here. By deciding ahead of time what you won't do anymore, once you've broken the habit of taking on too many to-dos, you can focus on what's truly important to you.
Okay. So this, as women, this is a big, big, big deal for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot that we take upon ourselves to do for everybody else.
Right. And we were just discussing this before we came on the podcast, how especially during the holidays, most of the preparations historically have fallen to the women in the family, right? The shopping, the cooking, the wrapping, the festivities, everything.
The decorating, all of it.
Everything. It can become very overwhelming. So that could be a good step in the coming year. Think about that before the holidays arrive again, and maybe make a list of other people that can do things for you.
That's
Adult
right.
children, grandchildren can participate. Thankfully, in our home, yes, I do a lot of it, but my husband actually, he does the baking, so he'll do that with the kids. He makes certain foods during the week when the kids are there, so I know we share responsibilities that way. I still need to get him to do some of the shop. Well, he does the shopping. He does the food shopping. He does.
That's nice.
Yes. And he actually does most of it, which is fantastic because that is one of the least favorite things that I like to do. But I buy all the gifts, and he's very surprised he is as surprised as the gift receivers about what he gave them.
Well, it happens. Somebody has to be in charge of it.
But years ago, we gave up giving gifts to each other because I think we had discussed this on another episode. We'd rather enjoy travel. So that's our gift to each other.
Yeah, we give ourselves very small gifts to each other. And this year, Ron actually stepped up quite a bit. And I think that part of it was I wasn't communicating well to him what needed to be done. But he did all the appetizers. He makes the desserts usually. He does a lot of the Christmas shopping himself.
Oh, that's good.
A lot of it.
Tell him to call Rich next time.
Well, stuff comes in the house, and I start getting packages right after Thanksgiving on the porch, you know?
Yeah.
And stuff starts coming in the house, and I'm surprised at the volume of it. And he says, oh, well, I got this for the girls, or I got this for my sister, or whatever.
That's
great. He does a lot of the shopping himself.
That's great.
And he always picks out the best presents. So
yeah. Now, I know I say I want my husband to do it, but I probably will be I'll probably be on top of him. What did you get? I do enjoy shopping.
Yes, me too. But I have had to work really hard to let that go.
Yeah.
Because I just held on to it so much. Like, I want to make sure I'm giving everybody the best possible experience. But I had to really work hard to let that go.
Yeah.
And that's a trick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's not how we're conditioned
to
operate.
So I love just thinking about, like, now that my grandchildren are getting older too, that they can all participate in everything also, like once the week comes. And like my oldest grandson, he likes to cook, and I know the girls do like to bake. We'll do that together. So I think as they get older, they can participate more. Sure. Yeah. Take a little bit of the
stress off of yourself.
Yeah,
Set some boundaries and make your to-don't list. I love it. It doesn't have to be just the holidays.
Right. That just happens to be a big one that just happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's other things. Here's another one that she spoke about that I really felt very strongly. And that is, if you're reading a book that you don't like, you don't have to finish it.
Yes, yes. I did have a hard time with that, and I have, probably in the past year, stopped reading several books because it just, okay.
They were underwhelming.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're watching a movie you don't like,
Yeah.
don't watch it.
Right.
Don't watch the rest of it.
And there are so many books and so many movies, so it's not like you're missing out on anything. You just go for something that you really find interest in. So I like this next option in this particular article. Option 3 is make a 1-month resolution. And the example they gave is, you've heard of dry January, where for a month there are sobriety challenges for people who want to drink less. Instead of taking on these big chunks of something that you want to last the whole year, make 1-month resolutions. Chances are, if you really want to keep going, you've made it that 1 month, and you may just keep going.
Right.
You might just go into that second month.
And she even says in the article that a lot of people who get through that 1 month dry January, say for example, they don't go back to their old habits right away.
Right.
They tend to continue for a while longer and maybe make a permanent change out of that.
Yeah, because they realize how good they feel, right? After they gave up the alcohol. Well, wow, I'm sleeping better.
Got more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you kind of take that thinking about, oh, I can't drink for a year or I can't drink forever, but just for 1 month, I think I can do that, you know? And then, oh, well, I feel great.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
I love that one. A 1 month resolution. And number 4.
And number 4 is to make a series of 1 month resolutions, right? So instead of making one single New Year's resolution, consider making a series of new month's resolutions. So, for instance, she said her goals for January was to declutter her desk, February to do her taxes. So just like small goals that you can do just one goal a month, and you'll accomplish it rather than trying to do it all and not finishing any of it.
And I did like this one. She said not all of the goals have to be grit my teeth and make myself do it kinds of goals.
Right.
I love that. For example, it could be a month to take a 1-tank trip with my boyfriend, or the month of May could also be Mary with a trip to visit my daughter and her family. I love that.
Yeah.
Mary May. Could you imagine?
I know.
May's going to be Mary. I love that.
Yeah. I love this whole idea.
Yes, me too.
And you could set it up on a vision board.
Oh, yes.
I could see just setting it up month by month, right?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Good to think.
We'll have to do that.
Okay.
Okay, I like that she said the biggest advantage of becoming a member of the Goal of the Month Club is to free your mind of worry. Knowing you have already set aside time for the next task enables you to focus better on the current task.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things that I love. It's something called a brain dump, like in the evening before you go to bed. Instead of going to bed thinking about all the things you have to do tomorrow, write it all out on a piece of paper, like your daily tasks, and get it out of your head. It's on a scrap of paper, whatever, next to your bed. And you know when you wake up in the morning, it's sitting there and you don't have to worry about what was it that I needed to get done.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Okay. Option 5, try the mini goal approach. So some people like to go big or go home. And unfortunately, when it comes to a habit change, she says many of those people will end up at home.
Very funny.
Right. So, of course, if going big works for you, that's fine. But for many, she says, such an attitude is self-defeating. Getting discouraged and giving up is a common outcome for those who try to do too much too soon. That sentence, I think, says it all for New Year's resolutions, really. So moreover, she says, when it comes to an exercise goal, launching into intensive workouts without building up your endurance can even be dangerous.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, baby steps, I think, right? Small mini goal approach.
And one way to make this work is she talks about how to divide your big goal into small, specific mini goals. And that's a very, very important and valuable skill because otherwise the whole can be so overwhelming. Say, for example, declutter your whole house. Oh, my God. I mean, I would stop before. I would never even get started.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't.
So, and then option number 6 is bring more healthy pleasures into your life. And you and I are all about that.
Yep. They're preaching our language here.
Yep. So, New York Times writer Melissa Kirsch points out that resolutions don't have to be difficult or painful. Take a daily nap might be a perfectly fine resolution for many. And here are other resolutions, she says, that focus on healthy pleasures.
I'm excited about this first one.
Yes, I love this first one. Get a regular pedicure.
Yay!
Healthy feet are critical to your mobility as you age. It isn't just about spoiling yourself with the pedicure. It could actually be very beneficial and healthy, right?
Yep.
Those ingrown toenails are not fun.
No, they are not.
And the second one, read more books.
Oh, again.
Yep, love it. You'll have fun and increase your lifespan too. So my daughter and I were just talking about this. My oldest daughter loves to, well, all my kids love to read. But my oldest daughter does not like reading any nonfiction. She just loves fiction. And I alternate fiction.
Yes, me
and
too.
then because I'm always trying to educate myself about what I do, right? I'm a health coach, so I'm educating myself. So every other book is a nonfiction health book, whatever the latest one is, what's going on. I just love it.
Right.
And she said she just snooze fest when it comes to that. So in that regard, she's on that Goodreads. I don't really. I guess it keeps track of what you're reading, and you can share it with friends, like whatever you're on. And I guess you can do reviews and stuff on there. But the fact that she logs them, and at the end of the year, she knows exactly how many books she's read, like in the year. So I think she read like 35 to 50 books last. I don't know, whatever. And she's got 3 kids, but she takes the time to do it because loves to do it. I also love reading.
Me too.
Except that I do fall asleep pretty quickly. And I don't want to watch TV when I go to bed. No screen time. I would prefer to read, but it does put me to sleep. So it takes me a little bit longer sometimes to get through a book, but to me, it's relaxing. So you'll have fun. You'll increase your lifespan too. She has references about that. And we'll put all the posts to these articles in the show notes so you can see the list.
And I really, really like this last one. See a film or go to an art event. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have we ever done that?
You and I have not. I have been going to films, though. I take my elderly parents because they don't get to do much. So I try once a month to go see a movie with them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
we try
nice.
to pick. And a lot of them are books maybe my mom has read. It'll be the movie for that, and she loves that. So we try to do that. I enjoy it. We
Me
just took the kids to a movie. We took 5 of our grandchildren from 17 to 5.
Lorraine. Wow.
And don't tell them, but we packed the candy in my bag because I can't afford candy for 5 grandchildren at the movie theater.
Wow. It's $7,000 to buy candy.
We did buy popcorn. We supported them.
Yes. Well, and the tickets are not cheap now either.
No, but we had the best time. So I do love that. I do like going to see films. But yes, you and I need to make plans to go to see some museums, some art.
Oh.
Well, we did in Florence.
We did. Yes, we've done
We
it.
did. We have
done it.
Just not in the U.S.
No, and it was magnificent.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was great.
And Art and Bloom is coming up in March. Have you ever been to that?
I have not, and I know, isn't that terrible? I have never been.
Well, make a plan this year. We have to go.
Yes,
It's fantastic.
definitely. See, goal.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I also have a list. Now, this is an extensive list, and we're not going to read all of them.
No.
But there were some good ones on here, so I just want to go into them. And this was from Parade, Parade magazine, so parade.com. It said, let's kick off the new year right. Here are 55.
Wow.
We'll be here till tomorrow.
Yes.
55 New Year's resolution ideas for 2024. And again, this is not your mother's New Year's
Right.
resolutions. Yeah. So this one I like. The very first one is focus on a passion, not the way you look.
I love that.
Yeah. And you know what? As I get older, I'm 65. When I was younger, I would never leave the house without a face full of makeup or my hair just done right. I'm thinking, who am I going to run into, whatever. And now I'm more about, let me just get out and do what I want to do. I don't care. I'll put a ball cap on and sunglasses. I just want to get out there and live life.
Well, you
and
always look good.
Well, thank you. You're very sweet. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I always felt like I just had to be, I guess to me, it felt like I was presentable, And my husband used to say, why do you take so much time? You look fine, whatever. But I think focusing more on life's passions and less about our weight, our wrinkles, our hair, whatever. And you just feel good. And I know that when they're talking about worrying about the way you look, it's not just about makeup, hair, and whatever.
Well, they're talking about
weight.
They're talking about not focusing so much on your weight. Like a lot of people, they make resolutions
Yeah.
about that. And
Even more so than not focusing on that, focusing on your passions, focusing on the wonderful things in life, because after all, we have this one life. We want to live it to the fullest. We want to experience everything that we could possibly dream of. That's where our focus should be.
Right.
And so number 2, we talked about this, but work out to feel good, not be thinner. It fits right in with that. Okay, one of the other good ones, give one compliment a day.
I love that.
Yeah. So just reach out to people. You see someone that, I don't know, you like her hair bow, or you just like the simplest of compliments can really make someone's day.
Sure.
Yeah.
And my favorite one is cute shoes. I love complimenting ladies on their shoes because, we love our shoes.
Yes, we do. We do. My husband tells me 1 in, 1 out.
Oh, boy. Well, I just donated a bunch, so he'd be proud.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. Number 18 on the list is talk to yourself with kindness.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Right? And this will be great for our next episode, which we will talk a little bit about that at the end of this one. We aim to be nice to others, but then criticize ourselves relentlessly.
Yep.
Stop.
Yep.
Think nicer things about yourself.
Yes.
So important.
I agree.
Yep. Okay. Be kind on social media.
Oh, please, people.
Stop trolls. Stop. I mean, I cannot believe some of the things that I read on social media. So unnecessary. Yeah. So be kind on social media. I know most of course, the women that are listening to this doesn't even apply to them. There are just so many weird people out there that that's what they find joy in doing that.
And being negative. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I like this one. Number 27 is let go of grudges.
Ooh, big one.
Yeah.
A grudge is not a good thing for a lot of reasons. It only hurts you.
Right. It affects you more than it affects the person you're holding a grudge. Yeah. Which can affect your health, really.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yep.
28, stay in touch with people who matter.
Oh, I love that one, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Send handwritten letters. I do like that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that. Who does that? Nobody.
I know. I know. I actually want to start doing that with my grandchildren
Yeah.
because I used to do that. I used to send letters to my grandparents, and my grandfather actually saved every letter I ever sent him. And just before he passed away, before he went into an assisted living, he said, I opened up every single one of your letters and read every one, he said, and then I couldn't take them with me, so I threw them away.
Aww.
But he said, but he read every one. And then I'm like, well, I'm glad you read every one. And then later I was like, he should have saved them and given them to me. I would have loved to have them. But so I think I will write to my grandchildren too, because I think that's just a special thing to have my handwriting, to them, specifically for them. Avoid people who complain a lot.
Yes.
Yes. For your mental health and well-being.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I know we've all got somebody in our lives. Remove negativity or anything that makes you feel lousy. And here they suggest even things like super sad movies or news sources that just upset you. And I wrote about this in my book about getting rid of toxic things in your life, not just food and chemicals, but things that are toxic to our brains. And these can be.
For sure.
They can be triggers, definitely. So those are good things to keep in mind.
Notice how it makes you feel. And adjust the amount of time you consume those things. Yeah, for sure.
And of course, we have 24-hour news cycles now, which is not good for our health. So, you want to be up to date on what's going on, but don't be continuously listening to all the horrible things. Do something that scares you.
Every time I put myself there out in the podcast or on social media as part of this new endeavor, it scares me. It's scary.
Me too. And as I'm reading this, I'm thinking, okay, what really scares me that I haven't done recently, and even when it comes to this, is going live.
Ooh.
That's a tough one, and I'm making a promise that in 2024, I'm going to go live.
Okay.
Okay. Help me make that promise
Well,
happen.
you never wanted to be on videos, and you wouldn't.
I know.
It took you a long time to work up to wanting to do the podcast.
Yeah.
So you have already made great strides in that regard. And so I'm not going to put pressure on you because I think you've already really come a long way, baby.
Thank you, Joy. Thank
Yes. You. I'm out there with
I
my
can pat
finger.
myself on the back for that one too, because I agree. It's taken me a long time, and public speaking has always been like one of my biggest fears.
And you should do more of it because you have such a fun personality.
Aw.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. 46, make your bed every morning. And
I already do it.
Me too. And I actually really started doing it and really making it every single morning when I was going through that severe anxiety I had. And it helps because it's an accomplishment. It's something that the first thing you did in the morning, I walk into my room, it looks done. I don't have this craziness. And it actually helped with the anxiety quite a bit too.
Well, Ron has always been a big bed maker. So when we got married, I kind of just started making the bed too.
Is that a military thing or was he like that before?
I think he was like that before.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily a military thing. He's always been a very neat and tidy person. So.
And my grandmother, my Sicilian grandmother, would tell us every single day, girls, I'm making your bed. And exactly for that reason, she said, you want it to look complete. You know, it's a first thing in the morning, kind of, you got something done. She would always tell us that. Craft something yourself. Well, we just did some of that.
Yep.
Not quite a craft, but.
Yeah, it was crafty.
And I can tell you a cute story about that sometimes to remind me about how crafty I am. Not.
Oh, are you talking about the hot glue gun? When you hot glued the patches on your Girl Scout?
Yes, uniform because I don't sew. And we got caught in a rain.
And it's water soluble.
Got caught in a rainstorm on the USS Yorktown, I think it was. And all the badges started falling off their sashes. They will never forget it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, I don't sew, but that's okay.
That's funny.
But I do this next one, pretty much. I go to bed happy each night.
Yes.
Crafts or no crafts.
Crafts or no crafts. That's right. Yes, you do. I can attest to that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. We're almost towards the end here. Pay it forward.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah. Do something nice for someone.
Yes.
And if someone's done something nice for you, you just want to pay it forward, right?
Absolutely.
So 2024, they say, great time to do something nice for another.
Pay it forward.
Always pay it forward. I like when that whole thing was going with paying for the person behind you, like at Starbucks and like all of that. That's kind of neat. Of course, buy a meal for a homeless person. Yep.
Receive good things and spread them too. Yeah.
Yes. Talk less, listen more.
Oof.
Yep. We have to learn to listen to one another. Definitely. Kind of hard to talk less when you're on podcast.
Right. But I do think that is a very,
Yes.
very important thing that we all need to do. We need to
Hold space.
hold space for the other person and not just listen so we can
Right.
respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because we all tend to do that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We
Well, hey,
we're
I'm a
just
lawyer.
waiting, right?
Yeah.
We're just waiting for them to finish so that we can then tell our story.
I'm waiting for you to finish so I can advocate for my client or pound you into the ground with my argument.
Yeah.
Yes. Trained to do it. Yep.
Okay. And number 55, whatever your goals are, write them down. And a good way is using a vision board.
Oh, yes. And get into the comments and talk about your goals for 2024. And we wouldn't mind seeing some of your vision boards too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Maybe we've inspired you a little bit. Maybe you've gotten some ideas from these alternative New Year's resolutions that are not your mother's resolutions.
That's right.
Right.
Not your mama's resolutions.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
And if you are looking for something a little deeper to really help you with your resolutions or with making 2024 your best year, then you need to check out our next episode that's coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
This is a good one, actually. And Lorraine, you're my hero. You're starting the Mindset Challenge on Magic of Menopause. We're actually recording this before 2024.
Yes.
So January 1st, you're starting that group. And I'm sure it's going to keep going for a little while.
Yeah. So it's a mindset reset. It's on my broadcast channel on Instagram, but we are also bringing it on over to Girlish Gurus. And we will also have a freebie that we'll be giving away. So there'll be a link to that in the episode that we do. And it's basically a daily challenge to help us reframe negativity in our life, self-judgment, and bring more happiness to our life.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Because really, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Happiness is an inside job, babe.
That's right.
Yes,
Right.
I love that.
So if you are ready to have a mindset reset, then you'll need to follow that. So follow us along at The Magic of Menopause, at Girlish Gurus, and girlishgurus.com.
Yep. Come on and join us.
Yep.
Fine-tune your mindset and make 2024 your best year yet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And we will help you.
We will. Absolutely. We're here for you. That's for sure.
One last thing. If you want to laugh, you have to check out our bloopers on our Instagram page.
Oh, yes. Yep, there's some good ones there. Yeah. And I'm trying to stick them into the YouTube videos as much as I possibly can. Not necessarily the podcast ones, although we did put one in that podcast episode that we did about
Seasons
eatings.
Yeah.
Yes. Where we couldn't stop laughing.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we had to take a break. Yeah.
And go pee-pee.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm trying to stick the bloopers in wherever I can, and we come up with some good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always fun to laugh.
It's fun to laugh, and I would think that is also something they could add to this list. Try to laugh more.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Laughter is the best medicine.
It is indeed. All right. So join us for the next episode. Yes. And until then, we would love to hear from you in the comments and give us some ideas about things that you would like for us to talk about.
Yeah.
And go check out our episodes. And we've got some fun stuff coming up.
Yep. And we wish you all the happiest and most magical of New Year's.
That's right. Happy 2024.
Happy 2024.
We'll see more of you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Girlish Gurus. We hope you'll join us next time for more fun and inspiration. Be sure to check the description of this episode for links and information about the topic, and you can find us on our social media platforms starting with Instagram, Facebook, and now including YouTube. You can find us by searching Girlish Gurus, and you can also check out our website, girlishgurus.com, for more information on us, our projects, books, and our growing community.
And don't forget to download this episode, give it a good review, and share it with your girlfriends. We would also love to hear from you in the comments, because the more interaction we get, the more episodes we can post. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.